Okay, so this is for Barton Level 6, Lesson 6, and this is on learning when to drop a silent E and when not to. So we call it the drop rule. So your student should have this page in their personalized notebook. This is usually going to be on page 79, but I have made some revisions, so look around there. This is called decision tree suffixes. Your students should already have this one. What to do when the base word ends with consonant, vowel, consonant. What to do when your base word ends with Y. Today, your student learned what to do if your base word ends with a silent E. Okay, so they definitely should have this guidance. They should have it sitting out in front of them when they're doing their work. They should be able to check and make sure that they're accurate when they're doing these exercises. Okay, so let's look at the exercises that we have for this book. Add a suffix to the base word and write a new word on the blank line. Oh, and by the way, if your student for some reason does not have that notebook, you can reach out to me and I can mail you one. Your student definitely should have been using it up until this point. And if you are not part of the 20% club, it can be found in my Teachers Pay Teachers store as well. Okay, so add a suffix to the base word and write a new word on the blank line. So we're going to go doted. We're going to drop our E for that one. Cuter, drop our E for that one. Finally, we do not need to drop our E because that is a consonant suffix. Griping or griped, drop your E. Slimy, drop your Y or your E. Dining, drop your E. Danceable. Now this is one that is confusing because you need to keep your silent E. The silent E is there to make the C say S. And if you dropped it, it wouldn't say that anymore. That is kind of an exception one. Hinged, drop your E. Engagement. You do not need to drop your E because that is a consonant suffix. Judged, drop your E. Opposable. You do need to drop your E. And spicy, drop your E. Okay, next one, read a word in the first column, find a word in the second column that rhymes with it, and draw lines. So we're going to go diving and striving. We're going to go dinner and winner, diner and liner, embraceable, replaceable, named, tamed, dancer and prancer, shopped and dropped and producing and reducing. Box off each suffix, then circle each word that used the dropping rule. This is going to be tricky for a couple of kiddos for sure. So the first thing I would probably do is I would probably just have them go through and box off their suffixes before even attempting the next part. Okay, so I'll do this side. Ers, ed's, able, ing, ness and full. Okay, so we are looking for words that use the drop rule. Okay, so the way that I would attack this is I would look at this part of the word. Okay, this is the part that's left. This word right now would say blam, blammed. Okay, pardon me, I'm teaching that wrong. What I would do here, just forget that whole part. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my vowels like usual. Okay, here's my vowel and here's my vowel. And I'm going to separate the two right here. This is going to be an open A right here. This is going to say the word blamed. Okay, so that means in the base word would be blame. And if we write that out, let's say over here, we can see that yes, indeed there was a silent E, so we are indeed going to circle that one. Okay, now same attack. I've got my vowel here and I've got my vowel here. I'm going to split my twin letters. This becomes short A as an apple here. Your base word is scan, which became scanning. This is a doubling rule, not a drop rule. Okay, so same thing. Here's my vowel. Here's my vowel. Push this to the back. The word is hated. Base word hate, which definitely does have a silent E on it. Okay, that was dropped. Statement, you can see we have the silent E here, so we can skip over that. Notable. Okay, we know that this says notable. Base word note. Again, we could put it over here to double check. And that definitely had a silent E on it. That is not there anymore, so I'm going to need to circle that one. Wetter has a doubling rule. Dancer, let's check that one. Dancer, we've got our vowel here, we've got our vowel here. We're going to split in between dancer. Base word was dance. Yes, it definitely, even though there's an ER on there, the suffix is ER. So yes, this actually does have a silent E on it. You're dropping your silent E and you're adding an ER. We like to keep that consistent, okay? So even if you're, dropping an E and adding ER or ES, we still consider that a drop rule. Prideful, we've kept our E, so that's not one. Braveness is not one. Minor is one. Timing is one. Traceable is not one. Hoped is one. And grabbed is not one. So this is a double rule. This is a keep one, keep one, keep one. Okay, so that's that. The next part of this is going to be the fluency drills. Now, I have already talked to all my students, and I tell them that being a good guesser is not being a good reader. So they have already been cued in that I'm really looking, again on this one, it's no different than any of the other ones, but I'm looking for accuracy and not speed. And I'm also not looking for good guessers. I'm looking for good dividers, so that they're not going to mix up the word biter and bitter. Your kids are really smart. Students are smart. They're going to be able to go back and forth between saying spiting and spitting. If you tell them it's wrong, they're going to know it's going to be spiting, okay? They just are. So we're really talking about being accurate and really understanding where to divide these words so that you can read them accurately. So that's the big part of this one. There are 2 pages on here. Here's another one. A lot of the double ones you're looking for, obviously, for gapping, not gaping, and hopped, not hoped. Okay, so that's it for lesson 6.6. This is the final suffix rule that we're going to be adding. So we've learned doubling rule, which is for CVC words. We've learned the change rule, which is for words that end in Y. And now we have finally gotten to the drop rule, and we will be using this forever. So this is something that we will go slow and steady and make sure that your student really understands before we move on. Have a great day.